Okay, I think... Did we go upstairs? I think we did. Before I quit last time. Yes, we did. Okay. Raymont Manor. I don't think we've gone in there. Speak softly around the Lord's daughter, Lynette. She's sensitive. Okay. There he is himself.
Hail, traveler.
Lord Raymont holds a shipping manifest in his well-manicured hands. Despite his expensive clothes, he has the sallow complexion and restless air of a man who devotes all of his days and most of his nights to work. If you have business to discuss, make an appointment with my attendant. I don't have time for unexpected visitors. Give him the letter. I've uncovered a plot to rob you. He lowers his papers and looks at you for the first time. Is that so? Let me see that. When he returns his attention to you, his tone is brisk and businesslike. You've done this house and this city a great service. I'm certain you will consider this adequate reward for your labors. Some experience? This letter was signed A.D. Does that mean anything to you? I suspect it means Abercon Dominel, the scion of House Dominel. A look of disgust crosses his face. A pampered, pandered lad, if ever there was one. 2,000 copper and a ring of unshackling. Ooh. He's ruthless, I'll give him that much. Unfortunately, he does not have the wits to match his appetites. What will you do now? Eliminate the competition. Hey, good afternoon, Dwarven Dad. How are you? Tell me about House Domino. They were once an eminent and admired house. Now they're just a den of thieves. Back in the Deerwood colonial days, the Dominels were a respected member of the ducal court, which is why it was so surprising that they remained loyal to Adir during Hadrit's rebellion. When Hadrit and the Deerwood won independence, the Dominels lost their favorite but not their wealth. Rather than return to Adir like the other loyal house, they dug their heels in here and turned from politics to commerce. In one way of looking at it, they simply partnered with the wrong side. Not that they haven't prospered since in their own way. Lately, they've been seeking to carve out a new niche for themselves, one right between the Crucible Knights and the Dozens, it seems. Okay, what's important about this gem? The heart of White March is a nearly flawless diamond. It's also the patrimony of the dwarves of White March. It was seized by an Adiran lord in the early days of colonization, and the dwarves haven't forgotten it. Now, the knights and the Dozens are both bidding for it to make a peace offering to the dwarves. Whichever party buys it, the dwarves will make useful allies for Defiance Bay, especially these days. That's a powerful gem. I told somebody about the plot. Probably the wrong person, but
Hey.
That's how it goes.
Of course.
Who else is in here? Big house. Lynette. I gotta be careful around her. She's sensitive. Oh. Well. Easy enough. See what's upstairs. The one thing I never understood about these role-playing games is you can go to inside these houses and no one cares. They're just like, "Hi, come on in." They're not even like, "Make sure you wipe your feet." They just let you in, and you can go around and take whatever you want. Begging your pardon, but I'm afraid I'll have to ask you to return downstairs. Visitors aren't permitted on the upper floor. Just as I said that, they give me... Okay. I'm not going to attack you. I'm going back downstairs. Just as I said that, the game tells me I can't go somewhere.
Hey, Olaf, can I, talk to your, hey, you know, your friend?
What is it about Isilmir? I'm right here, you know.
No, you're both great. It's just, well, I feel like I don't get to spend as much time with her, and she's just so funny. I mean, some of the things she says
Are not nearly as funny when you've been hearing them for 50 years.
Yeah, I mean, it would make the game a lot more slow and complex. It's just all of these CRPG isomorphic or third quarter perspective games are exactly like that. So Aloth, this mage here, he has multiple personality disorder. He has a being inside of him called Isilmir that's a crude Irish speaking woman. And he doesn't want her in his body, but she's there. And Eder just loves Isilmir for some reason. So we can go back to Copper Lane or go on to Andra's Gift, but I think we have some things to do in here in Copper Lane. Yeah, Matt Mercer. I didn't know who he was before you told me about him, but he does great voice work.
Next time we get the chance, I'm buying you a pint.
That means a lot, Adair.
Oh, do you want one too? Sorry, I meant for Isilmir. I'll get you one too.
That's awesome. So I think we have... the Ducal Palace has some records of the Saints' War, so we need to go back there. Get to know Durance, endless paths. I gotta go back to Helig because Modred got killed by undead inside of a treasure chest. Need to go to Curran. Where's Curran? Oh, Hadrit's house. We didn't go there. So we gotta do that. That's nothing. That's outside the city. Scrivener's Dormitory. We can go there. Hall of Mysteries. We can go there. Okay. Let's do those things. Yeah. Game's super beautiful. And it's no Call of Duty, but man, I mean, the water effects, the lighting effects, the character designs and models, the animation, it's all very well done. Built on top of arguably one of the best role-playing systems ever created for video games. The Baldur's Gate D&D system. Find Viana. Viana. Hello. Hello? Where are you?
Good day, stranger.
Your skin's still green, but you've lost your ducks. I'm looking for Viana. I like Viana. She's always talking about metal men, which is strange, since I'm pretty sure she doesn't eat snowcap. I don't talk about metal men either, and I do eat snowcap. Huh. Anyway, she's not here right now. Flew away to Andra's gift to meet her friend Bessia. No, Clesia. Yes, Clesia. Clesia is the friend she's gone to meet. And Andra's gift, in a house, not a boat. North house, empty house. Andra's gift has a lot of boats. We should go rowing sometime. Drugs are bad. Oh. Nope. Okay, to the Hall of Mysteries. Find the Elder Archives. I know where that's at. Get the Theorems of Pangram. Ah, I have to steal? Okay. Either of those. Not there. The Life and Discoveries of Pangram. Ah, I don't have to steal. Theorems of Pangram. A heavy old book that carries the dust of centuries. The pages are as fine and thin as onion skin and covered with obscure diagrams and notes on animancy. Return to Nedyan outside the Brackenbury Sanitarium. The Weaver's Song added. This quest expires in 2 days. Ooh. 15% experience. Cloak of Comfort. 300 copper and treasure. 2 minor items. That's a good one. The colorful clothing of the Sperentan Weaver Bonacetta is known throughout the Eastern Reach. Over a year ago, she was on a trip to Defiance Bay when her ship sank in a violent storm just off the Pearl Coast. Miraculously, many of the passengers survived. Bonacetta's body was never found and she was presumed to have died. However, a Valian merchant in Defiance Bay recently recognized some of Bonacetta's unmistakable work in an otherwise unremarkable shipment of textiles. He spoke with others and learned that several shipments to different merchants bore the same telltale patterns. Now many merchants believe that Bonacetta is being held captive somewhere and is trying to communicate through her work. Whatever the message is, none have been able to decipher it, nor where it is coming from. Yes. It's a perfect assignment for a rogue. I have an item, don't I? Need to stash some of these things. The Pilgrim's Lasting Vigil. +1 resolve, +1 perception. Okay. Ring of Unshackling. Grants suppress affliction. Hostile effects suspended over 5 seconds. Nice. She doesn't have anything. Okay. Traps go to here. I don't need to actually carry lockpicks. Got a better thing there. Don't need that in my inventory. Don't need that in my inventory. Okay, much better.
Hey,
Oh, Kana leveled up. Boo, 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 boo. Ooh. Generates a field of terror, frightening enemies in the area of effect. Decreases the duration of and defends against frightened and terrified effects for allies in the area of effect. Allies leave a hazardous trail of frost wherever they move, hobbling and causing freeze damage to enemies. It's a pretty good one. Reduces accuracy of disengagement attacks for enemies in the area of effect. I like that one. Okay.
Following your lead.
So we've got that. So add. Might want to do that first. Reconfigure this. So that.
hey.
Okay. Return to Nedyan outside the Brackenberry Sanitarium. Okay. It's nice to see you and all, but I really need to focus on my studies. You'll never believe what I found. You, Lady of Lament, you really found it? I can't believe it. It really exists. Thank you so much. This will be invaluable. I was glad to help. Anything else? I have some questions. Why doesn't Grimda lend you the books you need? The Hall of Revealed Mysteries is rather protective of its books, especially the rarer ones. And Grimda in particular. She hates animancy, thinks it's dangerous. I don't see how you can run the greatest library in the Deerwood and be so adverse to the spread of knowledge and research, but I've never understood these religious types. Some knowledge is best kept under lock and key. What are the Elder Archives? It holds the rarest, most arcane, and most powerful texts in the Deerwood. Think of it as the inner sanctum of the Hall of Revealed Mysteries. Needless to say, you need Grimda's permission to enter. Okay. Completed. Now we need to go to Hadrit's house. Hadrit house. Save. There's Curran.
Gods keep you.
You carry whispers. Cade Nua, Gilded Veil, old voices indeed. How did you know? As a cipher, it's my job to know these things. You carry the whiff of ancients. What else can you tell me? Not as much as I would like, unfortunately. My duties for Lady Webb require me to focus my talents elsewhere. What brings you to Dunrid Row? Show him the affidavit. Is this affidavit real? It's signed by you. I remember Pinhelm, a preening peacock of a man, his mouth dry and hands moist, when I told him he was a sole descendant of an Adirian general, one who'd fought against Hadrit's rebellion. A forgery, and not the first I've seen, but I've no time for the knights and their obsessions. Bring this to his commander, Cliver, and show him the seal. If he compares it with another, he should be able to spot the difference. Doom a man for the soul the gods gave him. Seems rather unfair. Looks as though you could use some help. So many secrets and trails in this city. You have to but turn over a corner to find a fresh trace of something stolen. Or someone missing. Unfortunately, we haven't the time to investigate them all. Am I supposed to be working on other matters? I'm supposed to be working on other matters, but my mind still lingers on a few recent cases. Curse of a cipher to be ruled by the whims of curiosity. Tell me about them. 1 case or 3, depending on how you look at it. 3 weeks and a disappearance at the end of each. Some might call it coincidence, I call it a clue. Lady Webb knows you, trusts you, so I shall trust you too, so long as our interests are aligned. I'll look into it. Just like one of those Valian whodunits. Read a few of those on the road. Helps pass the time. Copper Lane, Anders Gift, and Brackenbury, of course. To talk to the ones who reported the disappearances. The only ones who know enough to care. Laura, Ollie, and Elkga. Who's missing? 2 men, 1 woman. Lindri, Kendall, and Cora. Best to ask Ollie about Lindra. Seems they drank together at the Salty Mast in Andra's Gift. Also seems that no one else knew him as well enough to miss him. Kendall. Reported missing by Elkga, a dwarf who carries traces of fine wine and young dandies. Plenty of time and money to spend on her pleasures. Try Brackenbury. Cora. Sister of Laura, one of the merchants in the Copper Lane Bazaar. Not the kind of person who would just disappear, it seems. Laura was most distraught. I think a visit from someone sympathetic will raise her spirits. Okay. Alrighty. Lady Webb will see you now. Okay. Not ready yet. Still looking. This woman clutches a thick stack of parchment with spindly, wrinkled fingers, their flesh stretched thin to near translucence with extreme age, a gossamer veil over pale blue veins. Ink splotches and candle burns dot and stripe her hands like a quilt, patterned after some great indescribable truth. She does not look up from her reading.
So, the messenger conveyed my summons. A miracle that would make the reincarnation of Aothis look like a child's cantrip, surely. It doesn't draw the most inspired minds, messaging. They failed me so many times of late, I nearly sent a cipher after you instead. So this is the Watcher who took over Cad Noir. Oh, don't look so surprised. It isn't an attractive expression. I wouldn't be where I am for long if I let details like that escape me.
This is exactly what I would picture a lost mother to be like.
And this fiasco in the sanitarium that you seem to have gotten yourself into the middle of. What in blazes possessed you to stir that nest of trouble?
I'm investigating a strange group.
Strange does not begin to describe them. The practices of the Leaden Key defy all reason. You're not the only one with an interest in their recent activities. I've lost 4 ciphers this year alone trying to get someone inside their ranks. As it is, we only have our suspicions about who is in the group and what they intend, which I suppose means we have much in common with them. I asked you here because I wanted to know what your interest was in all of this. I thought perhaps we might help each other. Why are you looking for the Leaden Key?
One of their members caused my soul to awaken. I need him to reverse it. I ran across a man in one of the ruins. It's important that I find him again. She closes her eyes and the lids flicker. Then her face goes still and her mouth parts, little more than a sliver, and her hand briefly drops open, spilling some of her parchment to the ground, the pages wafting around her legs like the leaves of a dying tree. Her fleshy eyelids peel back, and her gaze is immediately upon you.
The gods are cruel, I'm afraid. The man you seek is Theos Ix Arcanon, Grand Master of the Leaden Key. One of the most elusive and dangerous men Eora has ever known.
How do you know that I seek him?
Because you have seen his face, and that makes it a simple matter for me to see it. You even happened to catch him in his ceremonial garb, it seems. It must have been a special occasion.
What can you tell me about him?
More than most, though very few would know so much as his name. And there is no way of knowing how much of what I've read is true. The Leaden Key dates back more than 2,000 years. If rumors are to be believed, Theos was the one who created it.
So he's... 2,000 years old?
What scraps of evidence exist suggest that he has died many times, only to be reborn each time exactly the same man. Awakened during adolescence with all the knowledge and experience of all his lifetimes.
Wow.
The plots he orchestrates sometimes take hundreds of years to bear fruit. Needless to say, this is not the natural order of things. But he is said to be one of Woodica's favored, and that old bat was never one to let rules get in the way of favoritism. That may also explain another supposed gift of his. His body is no boundary to his soul, and he is known to take possession of others, if their souls are weak enough. Often it is for elaborate deceptions, but sometimes he simply forces them to kill themselves. He is not known for his generous supply of pity. He is also not one to show himself in any but their most critical matters. If he has directly involved himself in whatever the group plots now, it may be your only chance to find him. And once you do find him, if you can find him, I would not hold my hopes too high if I were you. He is a driven, single-minded man. He will not have the slightest concern for your problems.
How do you know so much about him?
The same way I come by all my knowledge. Exhaustive research, spying, bribery, perhaps some less savory measures. Whatever the knowledge demands, I pay in full. There is nothing of greater value. Unfortunately, with Theos, there is also nothing more scarce. He has covered his tracks far too well. His manipulations of the course of history are lost to time now, though I believe they were many.
What else is there to know about the Leaden Key?
Precious little, I'm afraid. You may know much of it already. No one member knows the identity of more than a handful of other members. They are kept in the dark of missions they are not involved in, or sometimes of those they are involved in. They exist to hide secrets they themselves don't know. If you can imagine how gullible someone must be for that to appeal. Despite that, they are very good at what they do, owing much to their founder, who will take matters into his own hands when necessary. And he does not fail.
What do you want from me?
Keep me informed. The Leaden Key has been busy lately, and that is distressing news. I can only guess as to what they intend. You seem to have a knack for turning the stones they've crawled beneath. Keep turning them. Dunreed Row will not stop you. Whatever it is they're up to, figuring it out will be of great use to both of us. In your case, it will surely point you to Theos. In return, I will share our knowledge with you as we learn it, and provide you with what assistance I can.
Sounds like a good deal to me.
If you find your trail has run cold, come to me with whatever you have. There is much I may be able to do for you.
There is something I can tell you about the Leaden Key's operations.
Well, let's hear it.
I found Theos in Brackenbury Sanitarium impersonating a patient. He was trying to damage the public's opinion of animancy.
Forgive me, it is unlike Theos to leave witnesses. He must be furious. He did not aid you as you'd hoped, I take it? Well, take heart. With any luck, when he has finished his business, he will surely come and find you again, if only to kill you while you sleep. This news of yours makes sense, of course. To dabble in animancy is to puzzle over the secrets of the gods. This would not be the Leaden Key's first action against it. But if this is connected to their other activities, we may be in for something on a much larger scale. If we can learn more about their goals and methods, perhaps we can get the palace behind us. With Avar's support, we may be able to put a stop to this.
Okay, that's all.
Yes?
How old are you? You wicked man, where are your manners? Were you raised without a shred of decency?
I lost count ages ago. Such a strange thing to celebrate, getting closer to death. Oh, I've had my share of work done to prolong my existence, if that's what you're wondering. I'm not ashamed of it. I'm not done here. There are things I still wish to learn. And I'll be the effigy if I let Bereth carry me off before I'm through. There was a time when I considered enlisting the theorems of Pondgrum to extend my life indefinitely. I found the thought of devouring my political enemies to sustain my own life greatly appealing. I must have gone soft with age.
Is there a Mr. Webb?
There was. He believed in dying with dignity. He was old-fashioned that way, my husband. We saw the world very differently, he and I. But he was good to me while he lasted.
Are you psychic?
If you are hoping I can look at your hand and tell you whom you should marry, you can just wipe that notion from your mind. I do not know what will happen tomorrow. That is what I pay spies for. Being a cipher is not unlike being a watcher. You notice more about what is already there. Many can hold an object and know where it's been, or peer into the thoughts of people around them. They can also sometimes affect those thoughts, but that would be unethical, of course. A tiny, talented few pick up so much about the world around them, they can get images of things to come, but these are fleeting and unreliable.
You said you don't know what will happen tomorrow.
Who said I was talented? I don't. Least not that I can trust. And with me, it's only ever about one thing anyway.
What's that?
A quiet day at home. Try your best not to die out there.
Will do.
Hey,
Okay. Alright. Whoop. Penhelm's face is white. Just talked to that little cipher, did you? One of my novitiates told me he'd seen someone in the records room. Give me the affidavit. I've done nothing to you. Your superiors deserve to know the truth. What truth? That over a century I was some Adiran whose dust in the ground now? I'm not interested in fighting you. Then you should have minded your own business. I won't let you do your spelling grammar error. I won't let you destroy my career over this. Bad choice, buddy. I know how to play this. Nothing to see here.
Hey,
Return to Osric with the breastplate.
all right then.
Osric is in... Copper Lane. Might as well head back there. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do.
Of all the things I've gotten,
I quite agree. Dear wouldn't oversalt everything and drown it in sauce.
You asked me for one and I said no, not until you're older and more responsible. Do you remember this conversation? Yes, sir. And yet I find you out here playing with a blade that clearly belongs to the knights. Do you see the problem? I didn't steal it, honest. I traded a secret for it. Ask him. Is what my son says true? Yes it is. He's just a boy, do you understand me? What were you thinking, getting him a blade like that? You stay away from him from now on. Come along, Gordy, I won't have you loitering out here all day.
and they burn out all the flavor. Nothing like a raw deer flank.
One turn. I don't know what one turn is. Where is Osric? Expedition Hall and Copper Lane. This is the Expedition Hall. Ah. Let me know how it goes with the knights. Is this the armor you wanted? Osric wavers a moment in disbelief. He looks at you, then back at the breastplate. He reaches for it slowly, as if expecting it to disappear before he can touch it. How did you manage this? You were right about the affidavit. Unfortunately, Penhelm forced me into a fight. A shame it ended like that, but he's lying. He's the lying weasel who started this. You did all I asked, and you are owed much. Stop by Sunild's shop on the other side of the hall. She sells some of the best gear in the city, and I'll see that she opens her inventory to you. What is this armor to you anyway? It's nothing really, just a keepsake. He tries to look you in the eye, but when he does, he appears to reconsider. He sighs. It commemorates the Order of Magrin, highest order of valor, awarded to the dead, never the living. Us Deerwoodens, real Deerwoodens, we don't have nobility or birthrights, unless you're some copper from a deer. All we've got's the honor we bring to our family name. The Order of Magrin is, well, they don't give it out too much. Not often do you see a member of the dozens whose revolutionary ties are as good as he says they are. So this is something to live up to. Got business with me? Nope. Another quest down. Sunild is here? The Weaver's Song is completed. Sarah found surprising resistance to inquiries regarding the whereabouts of Bonacetta. Whoever had taken her wanted to keep her location a secret. At the behest of the Duchess of Spirento, A team of alien cryptographers attempted to decipher the fragments of Bonacetta's weaving messages. In turn, they communicated those leads to Sarah. After several brutal fights against well-trained mercenaries, Sarah reached Bonacetta's prison, a weaving house near Gurara. The Valian Tex company that had abducted her was immediately cast out of all the Valian republics, great and small. And no thanks for saving her, Bonacetta wove an enchanted cloak for Sarah's journey back to Caed Nua. Cloak of Comfort. +5 to all defenses, +30 max endurance, +3 damage reduction. It's a good cloak. How much for longer do 6 hours till we finish the Western Barbican? Do I have that in my inventory? No.
Hail and well met.
So the wilds haven't claimed you yet. Good to see you again. Show me your wares. A lot of fine stuff. Dandy hat of the diseased yak. Nope. I just want to look at it. +2 resolve, -1 intellect. Snurf's Folly. Bile Stompers. Okay. Shouldn't have a lot to sell. Okay. Now we need to head to Andre's gift? Maybe? Oh, well we can talk to Laura, who is in Copper Lane. Merchant. Should be right here. Call for all interested patrons. The Admas Den Expedition Hall pledges competent proven men. I don't think I can talk to them. Yeah. Here's Laura.
How do you do?
I'm looking into some disappearances. I hear that your sister's gone missing. I didn't think anyone would help me. When Cora disappeared, I tried Dunrid Row, the Crucible Knights, even the dozens here. No one had time to look for a missing girl then. That was 3 weeks ago. If there's anything I can tell you that will help, just ask. Tell me about her? She's my younger sister, always had a head full of dreams. She was convinced there was something special waiting for her, that she'd be remembered and happy and important. She's got plenty of heart, but not the commitment to match. Still, when she got that theater job, I thought she was about to turn around. When and where did you last see her? She was at our house getting ready for her big performance. That was 3 weeks ago. What was she doing around the time she disappeared? She just gotten into this acting troupe called the you know this, concentrate. The Revel of Stars, that's it. She was pretty inexperienced. I think that's why she was so excited to get a role. I'm afraid I don't know anything else about it. Did you see her with anyone when she disappeared? Is very sociable. She's always enjoyed crowds. I'm afraid I can't narrow it down beyond that. You don't know how much this means to me, just to know that someone's actually looking for her. Okay. I think I know where I need to go.
Good day, stranger.
I was wondering if a woman named Cora was part of your group. I can't say I recognize the name. She suddenly seems focused on the length of her fingernails. You can remember the lines from a play, but not the name of a fellow actor? My work requires great focus and attention. I don't have time to memorize the name of every ingenue who joins our troop for a week. I suppose I can... Oh. Okay. Who else can I talk to? Kadal. Nope.
Hey.
Interesting. Let's go to her house. There was a door that I couldn't unlock earlier. I wonder if I can get in there now.
Light, flame, and sound. We'll keep to ourselves.
Don't have that key. Awfully suspicious. Awfully suspicious. Okay.
I'll grant you that animancy has had its failures, Balreach among them. But does that warrant attacks on innocent practitioners? Superstitious kith have spilled their share of blood.
That's no comparison. Animancers have the advantage of education, and with that comes authority and responsibility.
I have to say, it's wonderful to have someone to debate with. You'd think they'd be more welcoming of it at the Law College.
Or we could enjoy a glass of wine and a comfortable silence.
You fought for the Deerwood in the Saints' War?
We'd better grab a couple pints before you get me going on that one.
No complaints here.
Elkga. Elkga. Don't see any Elkga in here. Oh, yeah. Ah. What? Assassin? Oh.
You're not getting through me.
Assassin's dead. Scrawled note. Written on this scrap of parchment is a concise but detailed description of you, including your name, your distinguishing features, and everyone you're known to have associated with in your brief time in Deerwood. At least they were thorough.
All right, then. Hey.
Hail, traveler.
Afraid I don't have time just now. I'm investigating Kendall's disappearance. That little Orlin finally got serious about this case, eh? Dunred Row is strapped for resources at the moment, so Curran sent me. Well, I'm glad someone's on it. Anyway, I'll tell you whatever I can. What do you need to know? Tell me about her. What about him? What's to tell? He was a pretty young lad. Not the brightest of the bunch, but always pleasant company. How do you know him? We met up from time to time over the past few months. It was just a fling, really. Wasn't going to last. He was a little fool, but a sweet little fool. When and where did you see him last speak? A week ago, he came back to my house for a bit of fun. Afterwards, we fell asleep, and when I woke up, he was gone. No note, no nothing. What was he doing before he disappeared? The worst blazing rendition of the general speech from the Widow of the Wood that I've ever heard. I love that fellow, but he was a tragic failure. Yet somehow he managed to get in with an acting troupe. Aha! There's a connection. Have you noticed anything different about Kendall lately? He started hanging out with a bunch of actors. Seemed alright except for that woman. That woman with her long, willowy legs and slender arms. Always came around wearing these low-cut dresses and impossible shoes. What was her name? I don't know. I never cared to learn it. I didn't realize it might be important.
Hey.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Andre's gift. Okay. Go to Deerwood Village. Heritage Hill. Lead and Keep. Okay.
Hey.
So I should do it. Good to go. Andre's gift.
Of course.
Oh. A bit foggy. A messenger from Defiance Bay has arrived at Caed Nua. Palace messenger, prestigious visitor. I guess I should go to there. Oh, I bet it's, what's his face? 22 hours. I can check on my...
Better indeed.
I can check on my keep and see all the improvements I've made. Western Barbican completed. So now I can build some towers. South Curtain Wall provides further protection to the Bailey from invaders coming from the south. So these are protection. Rest bonus. Barracks. Already finished the barracks. Merchant stalls. I think that's the one I want. Resting bonus. Ooh. Bonus. Bonus. High level bounties. Bonus. I think I want the merchants stall. One day. Okay. I should have taken a picture of this keep before we started upgrading it and then be able to compare. It's hard to really see the difference. Rest. Might as well rest for free. There's my troll. I like what you've done with your garden. Thanks, bud. Did I upgrade the library yet? I don't know if I have. I have not. It looks like trash. Yes, so this is a feature that was not in any of the old D&D games to my knowledge, but in this one you get to take over this keep and you do upgrades to it using your own money. You have all of these things that you can upgrade to make it brand new and function better. And then from time to time, these bandits will attack. If you can see here on turn 25, taxes collected, lost 120 copper to bandits, earned 609 copper. So I have these hirelings that I think are supposed to be defending my keep, and they were outside, as you saw. And this is also where I've got other characters I can bring in, and they have their own quests and side quests and things that I can complete. It's pretty neat. Palace Messenger. Pardon the intrusion, my lord. Chancellor Warren urgently requests that you meet him at the Charred Barrel in Brackenbury. Okay. I feel like they should have checked in Defiance Bay to see if I was there first, because I just traveled 22 hours back here so I could talk to him and travel 22 hours back to Divine Spay. Is it about Caed Nua again? I don't know. My apologies, my lord. I am merely a messenger. Why isn't the Chancellor meeting me at the palace? Perhaps the Chancellor is meeting with you in an unofficial capacity. It happens from time to time. I'll meet with him when I can.
I trust all is well. Please let me know if there's anything I can do to help.
What is the state of the keep? Ah, where to begin? Let's see here. I guess that's a good sign.
Hey.
Oh. There's a little bug here. If you can see the edge of my screen next to my camera, those are supposed to go away at mission updates, but it's just hanging there. There's also a feature called the Endless Paths in here, which is basically a multi-level dungeon underneath the keep that I plan to do at least some of, but you have to be higher level to get through it. Moment. Well, that's annoying. That's not going to go away.
Looks a little healthier than before.
I'm going to load the game back up. Okay, now it's gone.
Looks a little healthier than before.
Thanks, Durance. Okay, back to First Fires. To talk to Chancellor. A Brutus warrior has arrived seeking employment. He was nearly set upon by brigands on the road, but your patrols intervened. Merchant stall is completed. That's good. Then I want the curio shop. No, I want the Warden's Lodge. Will give me high-level bounties. Sure. So, if I want this British warrior, I have to go back to the keep again, I think. No, here he is. Never mind. +3, +2. +3 to prestige, +2 to security. So I will get rid of one of the people that is lower. This guy, I guess. There. Ducal Palace. While I'm in here, I can go to the records for Eater.
Politics, infighting, greed, and a shrine to Margaret as well. Her clergy belongs there.
Greetings.
A taciturn man with graying hair pores over a tomb he has just withdrawn from one of the shelves. He glances up at you with baggy eyes. Is there something I can pull for you? I'm looking for militia records from the time of the Saints' War, trying to find out what happened to someone. We've had a number of inquiries about such information. I'm afraid we've had to bar access to the public. Seems there are still quite a number of folk in Deerwood who bear ill will toward Riadzarans. It would be irresponsible to surrender their names to just anyone. Many came here to settle as refugees. Perhaps if you were more established in Defiance Bay, things would be different. But I have no reason to suspect you to be any different from the others. We've come a long way. I just need to find out about my brother. I don't even know what side he fought for. You must understand, I have heard many such stories. I'm afraid there is nothing I can do for you. Fine. Maybe after I talk to wherever he's at, the Chancellor. Where is he? Oh, the charred barrel. That's exactly where he told me to go.
Sorry. Kalu's always telling me to watch my language, especially around the kids. Guess I haven't had a reminder in a while.
What happened?
One of them heard me tell a joke about a Glamfellan youth with frostbite somewhere sensitive. Kids repeat everything.
I meant just now.
Jam my thumb. Nothing big.
Charred barrel. There he is. Lord Perrin Starflower, what brings you to Brackenbury? Put down the ale, old man. You summoned me. No, I didn't. I received a missive from you. As far as I know, nothing has changed regarding your rightful possession of Caed Nua. You realize that the charred barrel has gone quiet and turn to see the last of the patrons quickly disappearing through the front door. A moment later, a group of armed men and women stride into the tavern. Oh dear. The Chancellor quickly ducks behind the table. Oh. The woman leading the armed group lowers her cowl with one hand while keeping the other on a pistol tucked into her belt. You immediately recognize Gathbin's captain. Now that the sheep have been herded from their pen, you and I can conduct our business, unfortunate as it may be. I remember you. You were with Lord Gathbin at the palace. And I, you. I'll admit, you seem quite interesting. Alas, duty calls. What do you want? Oh, I think you know. Lord Gathbin has ordered your death. A shame, really. I admire your exploits, even if only half of them are true. Sadly, I have my orders. Gathbin will lose. You should work for me. The man is swine, albeit noble, wealthy swine. Were I to do it again, I doubt I'd have taken in with him. But what is done, and Lord Gathman is as ruthless as he is arrogant. He'll go to great lengths to avenge a betrayal. What could you offer to make me consider such a risk? I have plenty of money to bribe, but I'm gonna try this first. A better life serving an honorable lord. I've heard such stories about you. They can't all be true, can they? Tales of your charity, your kindness, but I also see strength in you. But is that enough to best Lord Gathman? That gamble is too rich for my blood. Still, I think I can tell Gathman that you didn't take the bait and never showed up here. No need for anyone to die today, eh? She looks to her troops and they nod in agreement. Know this, the day will soon come when you must face Gathman. I've lived this long by knowing which side to be on. Prove yourself in the battlefield, and who knows? Until we meet again, Perrin Starflower. Okay. Well, that was unexpected. It does make the strange reports I've received from the Grasp make more sense in context, however. What haven't you told me? Earl Baedmar decided to keep an eye on Lord Gathman's activities. Gathman has been hiring a lot of men recently, but for what purpose we can't say. I'd advise you to take extra precautions at Caed Nua. He may be attempting to place spies or saboteurs within your walls. Be wary, Perrin Starflower. I don't think you've seen the Lord Gathman's endgame yet.
Hey,
Interesting. Back to Caed Nua.
Of course.
Looks a little healthier than before.
Uh-oh. I wouldn't pay, so they set my crops on fire. When my boy tried to stop them, they knocked him over the head. He's alive, but he can't think straight no more. Your boy got lucky. My guards, good men both, got put to the sword after they'd surrendered. I paid those thugs what they wanted, but they still took everything I had. There he is. What's going on here? We want justice. You've been terrorizing us, and we won't stand for it any longer. Go on. You sent your men to my farm to collect a crop tax, saying it was overdue. For me, it was a road toll. I've been traveling up and down this way for years, and this was the first I've heard of such a thing. What makes you think I sent these men? They said they were acting on orders from the Lord of Caed Nua. That's you. If this happens again, it's not on my orders. You heard it directly from me. Say we believe you. What about what we've lost? What about my crops? And my goods? And the families of my guards? Give 1,000 copper. Share this amongst yourselves. Most generous of you, my lord. Ah, angry mobs, the inevitable thorn in every ruler's side, eh, Perrin Starflower? They're good people. Can't blame them for reacting that way. Your subjects are fortunate to have a leader that understands the compassionate side of nobility, but for now, they will have to wait. I have news about Lord Gathman. Let's discuss it in the Great Hall, away from curious ears. Lord Perrin Starflower. I've received word that Lord Gathman is amassing an army of merchants. Yep, he's massing an army of merchants. He's massing an army of mercenaries near Yenwood Field. It appears a peaceful claim to Caed Nua is no longer possible. The Earl has sent me to aid you in forming your own force to counter this threat. I'm here in an advisory role only, of course. The Earl won't officially take sides in this dispute. How much time do I have? Enough. It's rumored Lord Gathman will suffer a series of unfortunate and completely unforeseeable setbacks before his army is complete. He grins and winks. Still, I'd not tarry long. If there's anything else you wish to know, please ask. Let's talk about my army. Where am I getting my troops? I've sent out a call for volunteers from the lands around Caed Nua. Hopefully people will realize that being under your rule is preferable to that of Lord Gathman's. Any hirelings stationed at Caed Nua will also accompany you to the battle, so I suggest you acquire as many of them as possible. However, most of these men and women have no military experience. Hopefully you can gain additional allies, the Knights of the Crucible perhaps, or the Dozens. What special allies do I have available? No one has offered their help, I'm afraid. It may be possible to find an ally in Defiance Bay among the Knights of the Crucible, the Dozens, or if you're truly desperate, House Dominel. What's the status of my regular troops? 2 green and 2 few. If you go up against Lord Gathman now, losses will be heavy. However, victory is still possible. We need to recruit veteran troops. I know a company or 2 of veterans that would be willing to join us for a bit of coin. I'd say 10,000 coppers should cover the expenses. Sure. It will be done. What's the status of my regular troops? It's as good as can be given the circumstances. With your willingness to spend coin, we should attract some veteran warriors as well. They'll be useful for their experience and will help with morale if the situation becomes dire. Okay? That's better than what I had before. I don't think it's time to do that yet. I think we can still recruit more people. I have a fortress with strong walls. Why not let Gathman's army come to me? Lord Gathman isn't fool enough to risk tearing down Caed Nua just to kill you. And if you shield yourself behind these walls, he'll have free reign to torment your subjects in the countryside. Earl Baedmar will see your inaction against Lord Gathman as a sign that you're unwilling to perform your duties as Lord of Caed Nua. Losing his support will have dire consequences. Taking the fight to Lord Gathman is your only option. Okay. Help Marshal Forwin raise an army at Caed Nua. Wait until I command my army to march to Yenwood Field. I'm not ready for that yet.
Better indeed.
Thanks. One more day for the Warden's Lodge. Okay. Back to let's go to Copper Lane and talk to the Crucible Knights.
Greetings.
Rowan's arms are crossed and his mouth is set in a grim frown as he watches the gathered protesters. He looks ready for a fight. New in town, eh? You picked an interesting time to visit Defiance Bay. All these refugees fleeing the frontier and finding the legacies no better here. It's the Animancers, Magrin Scorchum, and they nest in the city like rats. You mark my words, though, us dozens are going to put a stop to it. What are you doing out here? Trying to get these folks to see reason. We're in the midst of a crisis, and instead of purging the nefarious forces from our city, the Duke is granting Animancers dangerous liberties. What do you know about animancy? It's the study and manipulation of essence, which any sane person will tell you is the purview of the gods. The Aedirans at least had the sense to outlaw it, which is the only good thing you can say about them. It's not like magic, chanting, or the soul readings those ciphers do. It's been around since the ancient Ingwithan's times, which is why you'll see Animancers tinkering with old Ingwithan artifacts. Half-truths all, but he's an enthusiastic performer, I'll give him that. Trouble is, the Animancers got no idea what half those artifacts actually do. Not that they'll admit it. Our emphatic friend is correct about one thing at least. Tell me about the dozens. We're an organization of interested citizens who want to free Defiance Bay from the dangerous influence of Animancers and the tyranny of the aristocrats who support them. We also consider ourselves a militia of sorts, seeing as the Crucible Knights are little more than a flock of preening nobles in training these days. Just like a militia, the dozens, except for the training, and the discipline, and the code of honor. And we're always looking to expand. The more people see things our way, the better for the state of the country. If you have any interest in hearing more, stop by Admeth's Den sometimes, the Expedition Hall. A lot of free thinkers in there can set straight all of the nonsense the nobles and the Animancers want you to believe. Might even be some paid work there for motivated types. Okay. Another assassin.
Not even slowing it down! This isn't working! Not even slowing it down!
Yep. Ooh.
Hey.
I already know those spells. I already know these too. Alright.
Hey.
Okay. We need to continue to find the missing people. We need to go to Anders Mask to do that. We've got a couple of quests there. And we have to go back to the catacombs and endless paths. Need more reputation in Defiance Bay. So we've got plenty to do. And we will pick that up next time, because I'm going to call it for tonight. Thanks to everybody who watched. Thank you, Dwarven Dad, as usual. Thank you, Beheartage, as usual. Thanks for watching. Next Wednesday. Yes, next Wednesday, 9 p.m. Central. I will continue streaming.
Hey.
Tomorrow night, actually, though, me and my wife are going to stream some retro games if you want to join at 8 p.m. Central Time.
All right, then.
And we are going to be done. You can follow me on twitch.tv/QuarterAgeGamer. You can catch up with all my videos on Pillars and others at youtube.com/QuarterAgeGamer.
Hey.
And we will see you next time. See ya.